I'm simply a milker. What the hell is a milker? Seriously? You never heard of milkers, Karma? I mean, I have, but probably not in the context you mean. Today we are playing Deathloop, a visual novel inspired by Danganronpa and the Zero Escape series. Now, one thing about me, if you don't already know, is I love Danganronpa, so I'm super excited to see how this pans out. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in.
Who are you?
Oh, there's voice acting.
How did you get here?
That's nice. I don't know.
You don't remember, do you?
No, not exactly. You open your mouth, but before you can utter a single word, the voice suddenly cuts you off.
Happiness or freedom? What would you choose?
That's a fantastic question. I personally think I'd say happiness.
I guess we'll find out soon enough.
I suppose so. Alright, looks like we're at a school. Hey, how long are you gonna stand there? You look around you in confusion. It seems you're standing in front of a school. Snap out of it, weirdo. We're already 15 minutes late. Alright, sorry, ma'am. Before you could say a single word, the orange-haired girl grabbed you by the arm and dragged you with her. A few minutes later, the two of you stood side by side, facing a packed classroom. The teacher looked at you for a few seconds before facing the class and making an announcement. Attention, everyone. Today, we welcome 2 new transfer students. Can you do me a favor and introduce yourselves to the class? The name is Meryl. I look forward to meeting you all. Meryl spoke as she addressed the class. Everyone's gaze turned to you now. You should introduce yourself. Who are you? Great question. Who am I? Please left-click on the designated white field, write your name, and confirm it. Okay, beautiful. I am Karma! Yippee! You face the rest of the class and speak. It's very nice meeting you all. Please, call me Karma. All eyes were suddenly on you, or more precisely, on Meryl as the two of you took your designated seats. And that's right. Today is your first day at Sandy High School. You and Meryl moved to the city last week and decided to transfer to this school. This makes complete sense, but you can't help but feel like something is really off here. Okay, so we both like collectively moved here and then transferred to the school? Like, are we siblings? Are we strangers? Are we friends? I don't know. Maybe we'll find out. The teacher let out another long sigh and went on with the lecture. A few hours later, it was finally lunchtime. I'm heading to the admin office to finalize your registration. Want me to come with? That won't be necessary, Karma. You have more important things to do anyway. This place will be your home for a while. So you should go around and get acclimated to your new surroundings. Maybe buy some lunch while you're at it. Looks like Meryl didn't feel like waiting in line, so she shoved the boring job onto you. Classic Meryl. See ya. Alright, bye. Meryl then turned around and left. You could see some of your new classmates wanting to chat with her, but she just completely ignored them and left. Okay, what now? Should you head straight to the cafeteria? Or maybe you should wait until the cafeteria clears out a bit. Perhaps you could look around for a bit. Where do you want to go? Let's go to the roof. Classic anime scenery. You leave your classroom and head toward the roof. After climbing a few flights of stairs, you finally reach the roof. Oh, what a pretty sight. The view from here is breathtaking. You can pretty much see the whole city up here. You keep looking around in awe when suddenly... Oh! Huh? It seems you're not alone up here. There's someone else. Someone who's lying on the ground a few meters away from you. You slowly approach them while keeping an eye on your surroundings. The more you approached, the closer their face came into view. But for some reason, you can't make out their face. Everything feels distorted somehow. The closer you get to them, the more distorted your vision becomes. I love this music playing in the background. It does not fit the scenery whatsoever. And so it's just making me giggle. You need to get close. You need to get closer to them. Only then will you be able to make out their face. Only then will you be able to tell who they are. Every fiber of your being is suddenly screaming for you to stop. To turn around and look away. To pretend you never came here in the first place. But you continued approaching until they were right in front of you. What will you do now? I guess look at their face? I don't know. You lower your head and stare straight at their face. refusing to look away. The person lying on the ground suddenly opens his eyes. Are you feeling a little tired right now? Because if so, I have the perfect thing for you. Introducing Advanced GG. Advanced GG makes clinically studied supplements to not only level up your gaming, but also your everyday life. All of the caffeine is naturally sourced from green tea and there's zero sugar, which is amazing. Better yet, Advanced GG has an open label, which means no weird fillers and a completely transparent ingredient list, unlike a lot of competitors. I've picked up several flavors for myself, and honestly, tropical blue ice and lychee are probably my favorites so far. Try some for yourself today with the link in the description and use Carmenism10 at checkout in order to get 10% off your entire order. I promise you won't regret it. Okay, who are you, sir? Where'd you come from? Why are you laying on the roof? Did it just reset? Interesting. You look around you in confusion. Okay, so yeah, everything just reset, I guess. Alright, well maybe next time let's not look at his face. Can I skip? Okay, let's try that again. Look away. You quickly looked away and started backing away. The further you walked away, the clearer your vision became. Interesting. Until everything settled down. You let out a sigh of relief when suddenly... Yo, what are you doing up here? What's wrong? Why do you look so freaked out? Okay, hello sir, Hassan. You take another look around you. The strange person who is lying on the ground is nowhere to be seen. Wait a second, you're the new transfer student, aren't you? Karma, right? You give Hassan a puzzling look. Surprised I know your name, huh? Don't worry, dude. I'm not like a stalker or anything. I'm simply a milker. What the hell is a milker? Milker? Seriously? You never heard of milkers, Karma? I mean, I have, but probably not in the context you mean. Didn't you have them in your old school? No worries. I'll tell you everything you need to know. But not right now. I'm kinda meeting my first ever client here. It's very hush-hush too, so I would appreciate it if you leave before they show up. Just meet here same time tomorrow, okay? Don't worry, I'll explain everything then. Okay, not sus at all. Hassan let out another laugh as he kept urging you to leave. Before you knew it, you were back in the hallway. With that weird encounter at the back of your mind, you head toward the cafeteria. After that weird encounter, you finally arrive at your destination. It's time to stand in line and buy lunch for you and Meryl. However, no matter where you look, the cafeteria is completely empty. Not a single student around. This makes no sense. Even though you did show up late to avoid the crowd, it's still lunchtime. The school cafeteria should not be empty right now. You keep looking around in confusion when someone suddenly appears in front of you. Oh, hello. It's you. Oh god, it's really you, Karma. Cece suddenly jumped on you and gave you a tight hug. How did you get here? I'm super happy to see you again, but I don't understand. How are you here? You're in complete control. You're you. Cece stares at you in confusion. What are you on about, girl? Are you schizo? Her expression displayed both happiness and fear. It seems she's hoping you'll be able to answer her questions and put her mind at ease. Sadly, however, you're as confused, if not more confused, than she. So you simply take a step back and explain everything that happened to you so far. Really? So you just found yourself at the front gate of the school. Just like that. You nod your head. What about before that? How did you get here? How did you find this? Before Cece could even finish her words, a loud voice interrupted your conversation. Good, you're both here. Okay, Miss Grumpy. I finalized your registration, Karma. Congratulations, you're officially a candidate now. A candidate? What does that mean? Don't worry, I'll explain everything soon enough. But first, let's get the other candidates in here. Meryl spoke as she snapped her fingers. 6 other people suddenly showed up in the cafeteria. What the hell is happening? Yo, dudes! How did I teleport to the cafeteria? Did I finally awaken my superpowers? He's a little silly. This must be a part of the test. Wow, that was so cool! I felt like I was floating in space for a moment there. Teleport me again! Okay, nothing to say, I guess. What an interesting bunch of characters. Okay, enough delays. Let's begin. First, let me congratulate you all on surviving the first trial of the game. The first trial? Yes, every person in this school was a potential candidate. I say was because, except for you 8, the rest have been killed off. What? This school was set specifically for this trial. You were all transferred here, and your memories were manipulated. Those with a weak will, with a pitiful presence. The observers of this world simply accepted their new reality and went on with their lives. They attended classes, stood in line at the cafeteria, and enjoyed a carefree high school life. Not once stopping or wondering how they even got here in the first place. Pitiful NPCs. However, you 8 were different. You saw through this fake existence. You refused to look away and accept this sweet lie. You questioned your reality. And for that, you are still alive. However, the game has just begun, and your continuous survival is not yet assured. After all, only one of you 8 will leave this place alive. Okay? Why the hell are you doing this? You're playing a pretty sick game, little girl. Who do you work for? You 2 are asking the wrong questions. Or rather, you're asking them at the wrong time. Hi! You're so right, Orange Daughter. They should be asking you about the second trial. The second trial. I guess since she called this high school experiment the first trial, then that could only mean there's going to be more. Correct. Carmine. The second trial is the real main event. It's the real reason you're all here. In order to pick the winner among you, you 8 will be playing a certain game. The game has many names and many different iterations. However, the most common name for it is the werewolf game. Ah, I see. Werewolf Mafia whatevs. Among Us, if you will. The effing social deduction game? Is this some sort of joke? You want us to play a children's game? I won't take it lightly if I were you, Jack. The second trial might be based on the werewolf game, but the consequences are very real. You won't be role-playing around. You'll become the roles you're given. Roles? Standing among you right now is a real killer. He or she will target and seek your death without any hesitation. Your only chance at survival is exposing the killer and voting them off at the end of the day. Standard werewolf rules. However, in addition to the killer and innocent role, there are 3 additional special roles. First, the Guardian Angel role. The person with the Guardian Angel role will be able to choose and protect one other person each night. If the Guardian Angel chooses to protect the person the killer targets, then congratulations. You have managed to prevent the killer from claiming their victim. The second role is the Vigilante role. The person with the Vigilante role is able to target and kill one person each night. However, targeting and killing anyone who is not the killer will result in the Vigilante killing themselves. Pretty fair trade-off if you ask me. Finally, the third and last role is the Detective role. The person with the detective role is able to investigate one person each night to determine if they are the killer or not. However, convincing others about your findings without exposing your role to the killer is a whole other matter. As you can see, each role has its advantages and disadvantages, ensuring a fair trial. Now, to end this explanation, I would like to remind the killer that targeting someone during the daytime is completely forbidden. Breaking this rule, or any other rule for that matter, will result in the offender being immediately killed. Every single one of you is implanted with a small chip in your brain. The chip is completely attached to your optic nerve and is able to witness anything you see. Upon the discovery of any rule infringement, the chip will automatically release a powerful electric surge through your nerves, thus frying your brain and immediately killing you. Okay, you planted something in our brain? As long as you don't break the rules, you have nothing to worry about. Now, unless you have other questions about the game, I'll be seeing you at sunset. Meryl then walked past you towards the exit. You all kept following her with your gaze when suddenly she stopped and turned around. She was looking back at all of you, but you could swear she was looking straight into your eyes. Welcome back to the Null game. Okay. Wait, is this like an intro or something? Are we having a whole freaking intro right now? Okay. I mean, I don't know what I was expecting, but probably not this. I don't even know what to say. I'm just kind of like staring in awe. I don't really know what's happening. I swear like every other word is null. The story returns, a brand new adventure. Expanded like never before. Null. 2? Okay. I guess?
Happiness or freedom?
Well, I said happiness the first time. You lift your head to the mighty blue sky while trying to process what just happened. When suddenly, a voice brings you back to reality. Hey, are you okay? You look back at Cece and nod your head. The Null game is happening again, huh? And by the look of it, this one is even more messed up than the last. Not only is the game's host different this time around, but so are the participants. I'm assuming this game has to be in some kind of series, which I didn't know going into it, and like this is the second game? I don't know. Or at least some of them. The setting is different too. Why Sandy High School out of all places? Why Miral? Why her? Why a version of his daughter? I feel like I'm missing a lot of context here. Sorry, Karma. I don't mean to confuse you. After all, Cece suddenly approached you and held your hand. You have no idea how happy I am to see you again. You have no idea how much I waited for this. Karma, we're finally together again. Cece leans forward as she held tighter to your hands when... Yeah, what's happening here? Very shameless, very shameless. Cece let go of your hand and faced to Zero. What do you want, weirdo? Don't be like that, Cece-chan. There's nothing wrong with forming alliances. It's the only way to survive this game, right? Right? And what better way to cement an alliance than a pretty heated kiss? Oh, she's low-key obnoxious. That's not what we're doing. Sure, Cece-chan. I'll get off your hair. I didn't mean to cock-block you or anything. Have fun, wink wink. Zero then waved her hand and laughed. Well, that's, something. You watched her leave until she left your sight. What is with some of the grammar in this game? Dang, Zero. She's no less a freak as a participant. But she's right about something, Karma. The Null game has officially started. Alliances are bound to be formed. And sooner or later, this game will spiral into effing madness again. We need to escape. Early this time. Trust me, Karma. This is the only way to truly survive this game. You look back at Cece and nod your head. First, we should start by searching the place. Last time I just dragged you along with me from one place to another. Not once did I ask for your input. So, how about you lead the search this time around? Where do you think we should go? Alright, let's go ahead and save here, just to make it easy to get back. Let's go back to the roof, since we were there the first time anyways. And the rooftops? You think we can find something there? Alright, let's head up. With Cece by your side, you two start heading to the school's rooftop. As you walk through the hallways, you noticed how empty the school suddenly became. The hundreds of students who once roamed the halls are nowhere to be seen. After climbing the stairs, you two finally arrive to the roof. But it seems someone is already here. Yo, it isn't Karma and Cece. Are you guys teaming up or something? What are you doing up here, Hassan? This is where I do business, dear Cecilia. If you must know, this is the temporary HQ of the Milkers. I still don't know what the Milkers are, bro. The Milkers? Not you too, Cecilia. Doesn't anyone remember the Milkers anymore? They were the stuff of legends. A group able to procure any kind of intel. They were active in pretty much every high school in the capital and specialized in obtaining intimate information. Hell, they're the reason half of those high school losers ever managed to get a girlfriend. They're literally the coolest ever. And I'm bringing them back. I founded an information network across the school, and we're already getting requests from romantically inept losers, clients. It's only a matter of time before the word milker is on the tongue of every student in this school. I will create a milker group that will never fade. Dude, Kate, why did you have to name it Milker? Out of all the names you could have chosen, why Milker? Hassan spoke while punching his fist in the air. Hey, dummy. You do know this school is no longer... that sentence was definitely missing the other half. It's no longer what? Except for the 8 of us, the others were killed and disposed of. How will you run your creepy business with no one around? Oh, you're thinking short term, dear Cecilia. Once I win this game show, my face will be plastered all over the TV. Business will be flooding through my door like crazy. This dummy didn't change one bit. By the way, Karma, my offer from when we first met still stands. Just because we're competing on opposite sides during this game show doesn't mean we can't be business partners later on. I see potential in you, Karma. You only showed up to this school today and you already got Cece here giving you the googly eyes. You have the making of an amazing milker. And with my guidance, you can have people left and right dropping on their knees for you. I'm not sure I want that. Hassan continued laughing out loud while tapping your shoulder. Well, aren't you two getting all buddy-buddy? I didn't know you were interested in getting female dogs, Karma. Cece displayed an angry expression on her face as you two left Hassan behind and went back downstairs. You two spent the next few hours investigating the different classrooms of the school. But much like every other room in the place, it was completely abandoned. All of those students who once roamed the halls were completely gone, almost like they never existed in the first place. You look through the window. The mighty blue sky suddenly turned orange, signaling the end of the day. It's already sunset. Cece suddenly holds your hand as you two stare out the window. It's okay. You did your best. We did our best. Whatever's gonna happen now, we'll face it together, okay? And just you and me. Like always. Cece tightens her grip on your hand. Behind that beautiful smile of hers, you can sense fear. You can sense an immense fear that would shatter the very fabric of reality if it ever comes out. But it's not a fear for her life. It's not a fear of death, of the unknown. It's a fear for you. For your existence. For your future together. You hold tighter to Cece's hand as a strange feeling suddenly shocks your senses. The next time you open your eyes, you find yourself standing in the cafeteria. But you're not alone. Cece and the rest of your companions are all there. But most of all, she is here too. Welcome back, everyone. Hey, Meryl. I don't know what stage trick you guys are using for this teleport thing, but it's making me really nauseous. Can I talk with one of the executive producers about it? I can't have the cuties at home seeing me puke on live TV. What makes you think it's a game show, bro, and that you're on TV? Like, actually? Meryl stared at Hassan for a few seconds before she rolled her eyes and faced the rest of you. Now that you're all here, allow me to explain the voting process. Standing among you right now is a killer. Starting tonight, the killer will claim a victim with each passing night. The voting process is your main way of finding and eliminating the killer. The process is simple. You simply discuss the situation among each other and then vote. Each one of you gets to vote, and the person with the highest number of votes gets eliminated. Any questions? By eliminated, you mean killed, right? Whoever gets the highest number of votes will be killed. Affirmative. This is insane. You really expect us to send someone to their death? You can always choose to vote on no one. However, that would only benefit the killer, of course. We don't care. We're not gonna play your sick game. We're not gonna kill anyone. What do you mean by we, Nazi-chan? Don't go around forcing your own opinion on the rest of us. That's not cute at all. What? I agree with the blonde woman. Not making a choice is a choice in itself. If this killer truly exists, then doing nothing will send one of us to a certain demise. What about the special roles? Cece, who barely spoke a word until now, suddenly interjected. It seems the rest of your companions are also surprised by this. What about them? What if the people with the special roles step up right now? That'll narrow down the list of suspects. Great idea, Cece-chan. There are 8 of us here. If we eliminate the people who will play special roles, then only 5 people remain. Even if we vote randomly, there will still be a 20% chance of voting for the killer. That's like pretty high, right? Right? I agree as well. Any kind of advantage we could get would be very helpful. The people with the special roles should step up. Carmine spoke as she faced the rest of your companions. Seconds passed, and then minutes, but no one stepped forward. Come on, guys, we can't have dead air. This'll totally F up the ratings. A few more minutes passed, but once again, no one stepped up. Enough. This is a waste of time. Don't be so hasty, Meow-chan. This is super duper important to us, so just wait a bit, okay? We can wait all night and nothing will change. Because the special roles haven't been assigned just yet. Unlike the killer role, the special roles are only assigned during the first night. That's when you start using them after all. So at this moment, none of you has a special role yet. I see. So, Cece-chan's plan was a no-go from the start. Well, it was worth a shot, so don't beat yourself up too much, Cece-chan. You were trying to bait the killer, huh, Cecilia? Bait the killer? By declaring that the people with special roles will narrow down the suspect list, she was basically saying that whoever steps forward will be seen as 100% innocent. She was hoping that would tempt the killer to falsely claim they had a special role. And since the roles haven't been assigned yet, that would immediately expose them as a fraud and end the game. A very impressive strategy. However, it seems the killer is smarter than what you gave them credit for, Cecilia. Or perhaps you're the killer, and this whole thing was just a diversion to make the others trust you. Perhaps I'm playing right into your hands. I have no idea what just happened. This is just too confusing for the average viewer. Let's just get to the voting part already. That's where the ratings are. For once, I agree with the delusional creep. Discussion time is over. When you hear your name, please step forward and announce your vote. Muriel declared as she started calling out names. The first to go was Naz. I'm not doing this. I'm not gonna take someone's life like it's nothing. I'm voting no one. Suit yourself. You're up next, weirdo. Muriel spoke as she pointed at Hassan. My moment to shine! I, Hassan, the true definition of a Sigma male and the future winner of this game show, will vote for you. Naz! With exaggerated movements, Hassan pointed at Naz. What? Me? Of course. Ever since the start, you've been doing nothing but trying to push us not to vote for anyone. And who would benefit more from that than the killer? So my vote goes for you, Naz. No hard feelings, though. I just want to win the game show. You're a lunatic, continues maniacally laughing. The voting continued after that. Seeing no clear suspect, Carmine chose to vote for no one. Meanwhile, Zero let out a giggle and declared she would follow Hassan's lead and vote for Naz. Jack also voted for Naz. Cece, on the other hand, let out a sigh and voted no one. It was only you and Key left now. Alright, it's your turn now, Key. Who will you be voting for? Kay declared with a hushed, low voice. I vote for myself. The whole room stared at Kay with baffled expressions all over their faces. Are you insane? Fine, whatever. Muriel suddenly moved her gaze and faced you. You're up last, Karma. Declare your vote and let's end this for today. Everyone's gaze suddenly turned to you. It seems they all understood the current situation, even Hassan. With Naz getting 3 votes and no one getting 3 votes, your vote will seal the deal. Your vote will determine everything. You close your eyes and take a deep breath. Cece was right. The situation did spiral into insanity pretty quickly. There haven't been any murders yet, but someone is already on the chopping block. Whether you believe Naz is the killer or not is completely up to you. You get to choose. You get to vote. So, who would it be? Okay, so we have a few options here. No one has 3 votes, Naz has 3 votes, and Kay has 1 vote because she voted for herself. Now, here's the thing I'm wondering about. If there is a tie, does no one die? Sure, I could just vote no one and no one dies, but what if Naz and no one both are tied, and I vote for, say, myself to make a statement like Kay? I mean, I wonder what would happen? I'm not really sure. I'm kind of curious, though, what would happen if I voted for myself, like Kay did. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. You lift your arm in the air and then point at yourself. What? You're voting for yourself? You nod your head. Kay's eyes suddenly sparked as she stood facing you, refusing to look away. I knew it! I knew I would catch her attention. You can also see her eyes slightly twitching. Are you like me? Were you also refused the gift of death? So this is not the direction I was expecting this to go. So I guess she was voting for herself because she wants to die? I think I read the room wrong, y'all. Kay stands there awaiting your answer, but you have no idea what she's talking about. Alright, wrap it up, Suicide Squad. You can have your little club meetings somewhere else. We're moving on. This group is not short on lunatics. How pretty ironic coming from the lunatic who's kidnapped us here. You're the biggest psycho of them all. A lunatic, huh? That's fine. If I have to become a lunatic to achieve my dream, then so be it. I'll sacrifice anything. I'll sacrifice anyone. I'll sacrifice the whole universe if I have to. Okay? The whole room tensed up for a bit before Muriel let out a sigh and declared the end of the vote. Okay, seems the result is pretty clear. No one will be voted off tonight. Looks of relief appeared on the faces of some of your companions, while others looked completely annoyed. Meryl let out another long sigh before continuing to talk. Now, let's go over nighttime rules. Every single one of you has been allocated a room in the school dorms. Leaving your room during nighttime is strictly forbidden and will result in immediate deletion. This, of course, excludes the killer. As the killer, you are free to roam around the school and target one victim per night. Participants with special roles are also technically allowed to leave their rooms during the night. However, the whole process is fully automated and you won't be conscious during it. Your mind will continue to sleep while your body will accomplish the special role. Think of it like sleepwalking if you want. And that's pretty freaky. My voice cracked there. If there are no questions, I'll be seeing you all tomorrow. Meryl gave you one last look before she snapped her fingers and suddenly disappeared. The room fell silent once again, but then someone suddenly approached you. Hey! Naz looks at you with a smile on her face. I want you to know that I had no doubts. I have no doubt you'll make the right choice, Karma. Beneath those hollow, empty eyes lies a genuine person. A kind person. I realized that the moment I laid eyes on you. I won't forget this, Karma. I promise. Naz then approached you and gave you a tight hug. See you in the morning. Naz then waved her hand and left while avoiding to look at the 3 people who tried to vote her out. You're quite the ladies' man, Karma. Let's hope your little decision doesn't come back and bite you in the butt later on. Ciao. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. I mean, I'm just trying to be friendly so I don't get killed. Zero ruffled your hair and then skipped out the cafeteria. Yo, Karma. You might be the MVP today, but it's not over just yet. One thing I've noticed is why is Hassan like a completely different art style than everyone else? I will not let you upstage me in the popularity polls, nor will I let you snatch the victory. I will be the one to win the game show, you just wait. Hassan rolled his eyes and left. That degenerate is a cancer on society. Cece looked at Hassan in disgust before facing you. Anyway, the first day is over. We did what we could for now. Let's head out. A few minutes later, you were looking through the window. Deneb, Vega, and Altair greet your eyes. The 3 stars of the summer triangle. Your mind rushes back to the evening in the cafeteria. Thanks to you, no one got voted out today. However, that means the killer still runs free. And tonight, they'll be able to target their first victim. A victim that can easily be you. Karma, are you okay? You nod your head. Do you regret your decision? Do you think you should have voted for Naz? You shake your head no. Good. Never regret your choices, Karma. Cece suddenly approached the window next to you and lifted her gaze to the sky. Choices make who we are. One choice leads to another, and by the time you realize it, you've made so many choices. You've branched so many times that your point of origin looks no different than a distant star in the night sky. But that's the beauty of choices, Karma. It's freedom. Endless, pure, and unshackled freedom. They lied to us. Happiness is not possible. It never was. It doesn't matter what you achieve. It doesn't matter what you get. You'll always want more. You'll always desire something out of your reach. You'll always struggle. You'll never be happy. Never. But that's okay. Because freedom is different. Freedom is attainable. You might not control your point of origin or the end. You might not control how you were born or how you die. But everything in between can be yours. Every choice can be yours to make. And this is what truly matters, Karma. And this is what truly matters to me. To you. And to us. Cece suddenly approached you until only a few feet separated you. The killer will make their choice tonight. But that won't matter. Whatever happens tonight will happen. Do you understand, Karma? Not even death will separate us anymore. Cece leaned over and kissed you on the cheek. She then waved her hand and walked into her room. You stood in the hallway for a few seconds before walking inside your room. A dark, creepy bedroom greets your eyes. You look around you, and nothing feels out of place. But every fiber in your being is screaming for you to get out, run away, and get as far from this room as you possibly can. However, you know the rules. Leaving your room during nighttime will result in your immediate demise. You approach your bed and lie down. But then... Oh! I'm the detective! A word suddenly flashed through your eyes. I was low-key hoping I'd be the detective. Detective. The detective's special role. It seems that's the role you got. According to Meryl, you're able to choose one person each night and investigate them. I wonder if where we go at the beginning of the game coordinates to the special role we get, because there were 3 places we could go, and there's 3 special roles. And Hassan was a weirdo that was all like, I want to find out intel, so it makes sense that he would be associated with the detective role. I don't know about the others though. According to Meryl, you're able to choose one person each night and investigate them. Using this special role, you can determine if they are the killer or not. So the real question now is who? Who will you investigate? So low-key, I want to investigate Cece because even though she's my friend and really buddy, she's giving me sussy vibes. I don't know if y'all have ever watched Mirai Nikki Future Diary, but that's exactly what Cece is screaming to me right now. And if I learned anything, it's the girls like you know are not to be trusted. So, sorry Cece to go behind your back, but I gotta check you out, girl. You choose to investigate Cece. She's been nothing but supportive and affectionate towards you since you got here. But a part of you wants to make sure. A part of you wants to know. You push that thought away and lie down in the bed. There's nothing else you can do but wait. Wait and hope. Hope that you'll wake up from your slumber and see the light of day. Hope that the killer won't target you in your existence tonight. Hope that this isn't the end. You empty your head of these thoughts and surrender your fate to the night. Like Cece said, whatever happens tonight will happen. Also, it was just weird that she said whatever happens, happens. Like, why are you saying it that way, girl? I don't know. Your phrasing makes me sussed out. You open your eyes just to be greeted by a bird standing outside your window. It seems you survived. You try to get up from your bed when... Innocent? This is the result of your special role. It seems Cece is innocent after all. A part of you feels a bit guilty, but you decide to push that feeling away. A sudden knock on the door startles you. You get up on your feet and approach the door. Alright, well I'm glad to know she's safe at least. Good morning, Karma. I'm so glad you're okay. Cece came closer and gave you a tight hug. Cece's smile suddenly disappears. We have a situation. You follow after Cece as you move through the hallway until you reach a certain dorm room. You can see some of your companions standing outside the room. The whole atmosphere was extremely tense. Cece gives you a slight nod as you two walk inside. Oh! A bloody room greets your eyes. You quickly take a step back and look around. However, you can't see anyone in the room. Cece notices your confusion and speaks. The body's not here anymore. Meryl snapped it away and gave us an autopsy report instead. However, we all had a good look at the body before she did. It's Jack. Jack is the victim. The image of a well-dressed man sporting a cold look crosses your mind. For some reason, you can't picture him as the victim. I've already searched the room. There isn't anything interesting here. Let's head out. While trying your best not to step on the bloodstains, you leave the room. It's a mess. A part of me was hoping nothing would happen, that the killer wouldn't strike, or maybe the guardian angel would manage to protect the target. But sadly, the killer succeeded. The only clue we have is the autopsy report Meryl gave us. It's not that detailed to be honest, but I'll give you a rundown. The victim is Jack, male, age 34. 34 and you're in high school? Sir, what? Okay. Cause of death, hypovolemic shock caused by severe blood loss. The victim was found with multiple wounds all over his body. 1 wound to the neck, 5 in the chest, and 12 in the abdominal region. The murder weapon is a sharp object, likely an axe. There were no signs of struggles. The report doesn't mention anything else. No fingerprints or DNA or anything that can directly point us to the killer. I assume Meryl doesn't want us to know more than we should. Still, the number of inflicted wounds concerns me. What do you mean? Think about it, Karma. There were no signs of struggle, which led me to believe that the victim was unconscious the whole time. If that's true, then 1 hit to the head or the neck should be enough to kill the victim. Yet the killer chose to repeatedly strike the victim 18 times in total. No matter how you think about it, this is very excessive. Why would the killer do that? What do you think, Karma? I'm assuming the killer was angry? I don't know. Angry? The excessive hits could be caused by anger or a very strong negative emotion. This usually aligns with crimes of passion, but that also brings up a different problem. With the exception of you and me, none of the other participants should know each other. In the previous No game, the participants were all picked from different timelines, and their memories were manipulated. It was done to ensure a fair game. Could things be different in this game? I made sure to keep an eye on how the participants acted with each other, and so far I haven't noticed anything unusual. They all seem to treat each other like complete strangers, which means the killer is either pretending not to know anyone, or they somehow found a strong reason to hate Jack in the one day they knew him. Both possibilities are equally terrifying, to be honest. Of course, there's also the possibility that your theory is wrong, and the killer wasn't motivated by anger at all. There isn't enough proof right now to confirm or deny any of these deductions, to be honest. This is going nowhere. When it comes to the killings, the killer has a massive advantage over us. It doesn't matter how much we investigate. Without surveillance footage, witnesses, or at least some kind of evidence, the killer will always be in the lead. Do you get where I'm going with this, Karma? The special roles. Indeed. They're our best weapon against the killer. If the people with the special roles work together, then the killer won't have a chance. However, that'll be a very difficult task to accomplish. No one knows what the role the other person has. And with the killer hiding in our midst, the people with special roles won't risk exposing themselves. The fact that we're all strangers in this game doesn't help either. Still, if we want to survive this game and stop the killer, then making use of the special roles is our best shot. Cece continues talking. You're suddenly reminded of your special role. The detective role. You even used it yesterday. Should you tell Cece about it? She's been nothing but supportive and affectionate toward you since the very start. If there's someone you can trust in this group, it's her, right? So, should you tell her? You take a deep breath and decide to. Honestly, I'm sorry, Cece. I can't tell you my role. I still have sus vibes from you even though you're innocent. You decide not to share this information with Cece and simply look away. Cece gave you a puzzled expression before she suggested you two continue searching the school for clues. Seeing no reason to refuse, you decide to go along. Before you knew it, it was already the end of the day. Your search didn't yield many results, but you couldn't worry about that right now. After all, it was sunset. It was time for the second round of voting. Your consciousness fades for a few seconds before you find yourself in the cafeteria. You've been teleported once again, and it's not just you. You look to your side just to spot Hassan kneeling on the floor and vomiting all over the place. Yeah, you vomited all over my shoes. Hassan wiped his mouth and faced Zero. I'm sorry, this teleportation stage magic makes me nauseous. Stage magic? You don't actually still think this is a game show, do you? Carmine stares at Hassan in confusion when... Welcome back, everyone, to the second round of voting. Miral, please, you gotta stop this before more people get hurt. I don't know why you're doing this, but this is wrong. This whole game is sick. And the game will keep going until either the killer or the innocent people win. If you want this game to end soon, then hurry up and achieve one of those two possibilities. How about you provide us with more clues, then? The autopsy report you gave us is useless. If you're asking me to take sides, then you're wasting your time, Cecilia. I'm only here to make sure the game runs as fairly and efficiently as possible. The rest is up to you. Miral-chan is right. We can do this, guys. We got the special roles now, right? Let's try Cece-chan's strategy from yesterday. If the people with special roles identify themselves, then we can roll out 3 people just like that. We can avenge baby Jack, Everyone started looking at each other all of a sudden. Hold on a second. You do realize exposing people with special roles will also expose them to the killer, huh? Why are you suddenly opposed to your own idea, Cece-chan? Oh, I get it. You have a special role, don't you? That's not what I... Ooh, let me guess. You're the detective. No, you're the guardian angel. Stop harassing her, weirdo. You're only helping the killer by trying to expose her like this. Huh, what's that, Nazi-chan? Are you still angry I voted for you yesterday? No, it's totally not personal, you know? Please, don't hate me or anything, okay? The discussion became even more ridiculous after that. But they were right. The special rules are a strong weapon against the killer, and you hold one of these special rules. Sadly, however, the person you investigated using your special role turned out to be innocent, so you have no idea who the killer is. Zero kept pushing the people with special roles to reveal themselves, but no one did, so the voting ultimately ended with no one being eliminated. Mira let out a sigh and reminded everyone of nighttime rules before sending you to the dorms. That was pretty anticlimactic, huh? We didn't manage to vote out the killers, so they still run large. But at least no innocent person got eliminated during the vote, so I suppose that's a win. Are you okay, Karma? You nod back to Cece. I see. Cece suddenly grabbed you closer and gave you a tight hug. Don't worry, Karma. This isn't over just yet. The killer might be a step ahead of us, but that doesn't mean anything. We'll win this game together. We'll escape together. I promise. I won't let anyone hurt you. Cece gave you one last hug before walking into her room. You watch her leave before going inside your room too. The moment you walk inside, an intense feeling of dread and fear runs through your nerves. The same feeling as yesterday. You approach your bed and lie down. Today was a horrible day. Not only did the killer manage to claim a victim, but you failed to vote them out. Not only that, but you have no idea who the killer is. The moment that last thought ran through your mind, your special role flashed before your eyes again. That's right, you can use your special role again. A second chance to find the killer. So the question is, who will you investigate? Okay, so I already did Cece. I think I'm gonna investigate Carmine this time because I remember Mira was talking to her and was about to call her the wrong name, but then corrected herself, which is kind of sussy to me. So it makes me feel like she knows what's going on. You decided to investigate Carmine this time. However, much like yesterday, you'll need to wait until the morning to find out the result. You turn to your side and drift away to sleep. Protected? Okay. Interesting. You suddenly open your eyes. A familiar bird standing outside your window greets you. It seems you survived the night. Most likely thanks to the intervention of the person with the guardian angel role. That would explain why the word protected flashed before your eyes just now. Wait, so someone tried to kill me? I thought that meant that Carmine was protected. You stand up on your feet when suddenly... I got it right! The word killer suddenly flashes before your eyes. Too obvious! I should have voted Carmine to investigate first, but I was like, nah, I gotta check out my girl Cece. Man, I can't believe my first guess was technically right. It seems to be the result of the investigation you did last night. A terrifying realization crosses your mind. You found them. You found the killer. And it's none other than Carmine. You let out a deep breath and approach the door. Oh, thank God you're okay. What's going on? I don't know. The moment I heard the commotion, I came straight to check on you. I thought maybe the killer... No, it doesn't matter. You're unharmed. That's all I care about. You can hear a commotion coming from a few rooms down the hall. I wonder if Naz is actually the guardian angel and she's thankful I didn't vote her out and therefore she protected me. I feel like the guardian angel is either Naz or Cece. But considering Cece is acting so surprised, I feel like Naz protected me. Come on, let's go check it out. Following Cece, you approach the source of the noise until you arrive in front of a certain room. What are you doing out here, Kay? I was asked to give you this. Kay suddenly handed you a stack of papers. It seems to be very similar to the autopsy report you got yesterday. Standing close by, you can spot both Carmine and Naz reading the report in shock. Something is really off. Let's just read it, okay? You nod back at Cece as you start reading the report. There are 2 victims this time around, Hassan and Zero. They were both found in Zero's room with a gunshot wound to their forehead. That's weird. Cause of death, severe damage to the brain caused by the bullet wound. The 2 victims had no other wounds or injuries, and once again, there was no sign of struggle. The report adds a few more pieces of information, but nothing you can really use. 2 victims instead of 1. How can this be possible? I thought the killer was only allowed to target 1 person per night. Maybe the killer went berserk. Maybe they don't care about the rules anymore. Why? Why is this happening? You face Naz and the rest of your companions there and say, I think it's the vigilante. Because remember, the vigilante would kill themselves if they tried to kill the wrong person. The vigilante? You remind everyone of what Meryl said about the vigilante role. How if they kill anyone who's not the killer, they would die alongside their innocent victim. The presence of 2 bodies can only be explained by that. Karma's right. This isn't the work of the killer. This was simply an accident. The vigilante targeted the wrong person and was killed alongside his victim as punishment. I don't know if Zero or Hassan was the vigilante, but I don't think it matters either way. The truth is undeniable. Are you saying the killer didn't target anyone last night? Oh, you bet your butt they did. They were simply blocked. Blocked by the guardian angel. Naz is awful quiet. I think it's her. A long silence suddenly filled the room as everyone kept staring at each other. It was clear to everyone that the game was reaching its final stage. The final showdown. The final battle between the werewolf and the village people. So only one question truly remained. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna leave this game alive? Us, because I know it's Carmine. You spent the rest of the day just hanging on the roof with Cece. Unlike the previous days, Cece didn't seem interested in searching the school. She simply leaned over while staring at the school from above. A mysterious expression clouded her face the whole time. And before you knew it, it was voting time. Welcome back, everyone, to the third round of voting. Well, you know the drill by now. You'll be given time to discuss the situation among yourselves and then asked to vote. Your time starts now. That won't be necessary. Cece ignored Meryl's puzzled expression and faced Naz instead. Is there any possibility that you would vote for Karma? Is there a way me or anyone in here can persuade to vote for Karma? Wait, why are we voting me? What are you saying, Cecilia? Just answer the question. Naz went silent for a second while looking down at her feet, when all of a sudden... No! Oh, wait! I get it. Cece's definitely the guardian angel, so she's trying to see who would want to kill me. I could never harm Karma. I see. Then it's over. The game is over. What? The outcome of this game was over the moment the vigilante made their move. Look around you, Meryl. Only the 5 of us remain. Carm and I will be voting for the killer. Kay will be voting for herself, as she always does. As for the killer, she'll vote for Karma. But that won't matter, because Naz won't vote for him. So no matter what the killer does, she'll never be able to eliminate Karma. It's over. This game is over. I see. So you're saying you already know who the killer is, huh? Cece let out a smile and faced you. Will you do the honors, Karma? You give Cece a slight nod and face the killer. The psycho responsible for all this pain. All of this suffering. This is the end for her. This is the end of her madness. You lift your arm in the air and point at... Wait, you? Okay. I'm confused. Okay, I thought it was saying you as in I'm gonna point at myself. Okay, Carmine. That makes more sense. I was really nervous. What? It's over, psycho. You have 2 votes against you. You lost. Wait, please. Please don't do this. I'm not the killer, I swear. Give it up, Carmine. You already lost. You lost the moment the vigilante targeted an innocent victim. If Zero or Hassan were still alive, you could have manipulated them into voting your way. But they're dead. Most likely that dimwit Hassan was the vigilante and he targeted Zero, thus indirectly effing up your plans. I guess he kinda dealt the victory blow after all. This can't end this way. Carmine suddenly faced Naz with tears in her eyes. Naz, please, you can't let them kill me. I'm innocent, I swear. Remember the first vote? I didn't vote for you, right? If I were the killer, then I would have voted for you and gotten you eliminated. You gotta believe me, please. I'm sorry, Carmine. I don't have any evidence that you're the killer, but I'm gonna trust Karma. He saved my life. Saved your life? I saved your life too! I'm sorry, Carmine. Give it up, monster. You have 3 votes against you now. It's over, Carmine. You're finished. The whole room went silent as you all fixated your gaze on Carmine, awaiting her next move. When suddenly... Earth to Carmine! What the hell? Everyone suddenly took a step back as Carmine approached and faced you all. What's wrong? Why is everyone backing away? Isn't this what you wanted? A reveal? A massive effing reveal. You've got me. I'm the killer. So why are you walking away? Oh, don't give me that look, Naz. You're the reason things got this effed up. What? You're the guardian angel, aren't you? You've been using your special role to protect him since the first night. To protect your little savior, your little Karma. If you hadn't gotten in the way, none of this would have happened. You all could have died a peaceful death. But you just had to let your pathetic little feelings guide your path. You just had to be a not nice thing. F you, Naz. I should have voted you out on the first day. Carmine, you might be an alternate timeline version of her, but you're nothing like the real Naz. The real Naz would never fall for a guy she just met. You're an effing inferior copy. A fraud. Carmine suddenly grabbed a fork from a nearby table and approached Naz. Stop right there, monster. Cece quickly moved and stood in front of Carmine, thus blocking her advance. What's wrong, Cecilia? If you attempt to harm Naz like this, you'll be directly breaking the game rules. Your brain will be fried before you even touch her. Well, but of course, Cecilia! The microchip is attached directly to my optic nerve. The right eye, was it? Oh, she's gonna pull her own eye out, isn't she? Carmine suddenly stopped in her tracks, and then... Oh, I knew it. This girl is crazy. Using the fork in her hand, Carmine shoved it inside her eye socket and scooped out her right eye. Girl, why? Problem solved. You're a psycho. A psycho? Oh, shut the F up, Cecilia. You go around spewing your pretentious stuff about freedom and escaping the system. You're too much of a coward to do what needs to be done. You're an effing liar, Cecilia. You don't care about killing the system. You don't care about achieving true freedom. You never did. All you care about is... him. Carmine suddenly points at you. He's the reason you're doing any of this, isn't he? He's the reason why you're here. He's the reason you're playing this game again. You never cared about anyone else. You never cared about me, about Naz, or about Alex. You knew exactly what was happening to him. You knew exactly about his condition. Yet you just stood there. You just watched him from far away. Watched as his body turned to dust. Watched as his mind and soul were enslaved by the system. You just watched like an observer. If I'm a monster, then you're the effing devil. You're not just an alternative timeline version of Carmine. You're her. You're Carmine. You're Alex's wife. Impossible. What is this plot twist? What is going on at this point? I'm sorry for hiding my identity from you, Meryl. But I had to. It was important I survived to this point in the game. So I can save you. So I can save you from his control. Mom? What is going on? Is this like a family reunion all of a sudden? What the hell were you thinking, Meryl? Serving the system? Serving the monster who killed and enslaved your father? What would Alex say if he sees you like this? Whatever that monster promised you for your servitude is all lies, Meryl. It's all effing lies. No, Mommy, it's not. I am doing this for Daddy. I'm almost done saving him. Please, trust me. I can... Enough! That monster took my husband. He took the only man I ever loved. I'm not letting him take away my daughter, too. Carmine. Perhaps realizing Carmine's intention, Cece let out a loud shriek as she ran towards Carmine. It felt as if time was slowing down as Cece desperately lunged herself at Carmine. When suddenly... No! She's gonna die! Carmine lunges the fork straight through your throat. Bro, what? My throat? You fall down on your knees and blood splatters everywhere. No, 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 no! No! It's gonna be okay, Karma. It's gonna be okay. Cece quickly runs to your side, doing her best to stop the bleeding. It's pointless. I specifically targeted his carotid arteries. Why? Don't you get it, Cecilia? This system was never the real danger. This system is powerless without his tool. Powerless without him. He's the eyes and ears of the system. Without him, there is no game. There's no suffering. There's no happiness. Without him, we'll be unshackled, unbound, free. Without him, we'll finally achieve freedom. Okay? I have no idea what happened. I'm honestly lost. Welcome back, Karma. I've been observing you the whole time. Carmine got you pretty good, didn't she? I'm not surprised. She was always a single-minded girl. You must have many questions for me right now, but those will have to wait. Your mission is far from over. Not even death will set you free. So get up, Karma. It's time. It's time to re-loop. Okay. You suddenly open your eyes to find yourself in a familiar cafeteria. Karma! Cece suddenly approaches and gives you a big hug. Thank God you're okay. What's happening? I'm not sure, but if this is anything like the first Note game, then we're back to the start. Back to the start of the loop. You look around you in complete confusion when someone suddenly appears. Good, you're finally here. Meryl? Cece looked at Meryl, anticipating her reaction, but Meryl just gave her a puzzled look and continued talking. I've closed access to the cafeteria for everyone but you two. I'll explain the rules of the games later on, but first I need to explain your special role. Our special role? Meryl then took a step forward, faced the two of you, and spoke. You two will play a very special role in this game. You two will be the Wait, we're killers now? What is happening? And who is this? Hey there, my name is Redacted, and I'm the host of this game. That was an interesting reveal, huh? It seems you and Cece are the killers in this loop. I wonder what's gonna happen. Anyway, I'm afraid you reached the end of the demo. But don't worry, the game is fully completed and available to download right now. The link to the full version is on the same itch.io page you found this demo. Simply scroll down and you won't miss it. I thought I was playing the full game. I guess that's the real plot twist after all. The full complete version is playable on PC and Android devices. So, see you on the itch.io page of the full version. Bye-bye. I thought this was the full version. Okay, well, the real plot twist is that I was playing a demo the entire time, I guess. Well, if you guys enjoyed this video enough, maybe I'll play the full version another time? Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like if you have not already, subscribe if you're new here, and feel free to check out my other videos as well as my live streams. I stream Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, and my 3-year anniversary is coming up super fast. Thanks so much for sticking to the end of the video, and I will see you next time.